with me on that. All right, so we had a whole big flurry of energy, and I'm about to get into today's class, but here's how I'd like you to begin everything that you do. Get centered, right? Get still, get focused, do your wusa, whatever works for you. I got candles going, I got incense going, I got you going, and just let the concerns of the outside world fall away. And then you want to put out a positive intention. So my intention for this session is that we will be uplifted, we will be inspired, we will call on inspiration from on high. We will know that that which commands all things on this planet also commands us. We will know that if a dream has been put in your heart or your soul or your spirit or your purpose, that is something that you were born to create. We will know that we were created for a purpose, and us coming together is a part of the fulfillment of that purpose. And as we clean up our little parts of the world, we are making the world a better place. And here is the magical part of it. That which created you loves you so much that it's not like, oh, you gotta bubble, toil and trouble, toil away, endlessly putting on a hair shirt or, things that people used to do to torture themselves to prove their faith in like the 13th century. Oh no, you can live your most abundant, juicy life while fulfilling your purpose. How amazing is that? How awesome is that? And you can do it by being out in the world. Design it around your strengths, around what makes you excited in the world, right? So if you're excited about speaking and being on stages, you can do that. If you're excited about being home and mixing up products and potions, you can do that. If you're excited about broadcasting and having conversations like we're doing here, you can do that. And all of those things and more can be streams of income. I have 15 multiple and passive income streams that I want to share with you today. I don't know how much we'll get through, but we will try to get through as many as possible. Of course, if you are wanting to really take things to another level, I have made the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood very, very accessible. For those of you who are coming with me to Bali on the Abundance Pray Love Retreat, no fear, you are already enrolled in this program. Yes. But for all of the rest of us, this is a program for women leaders, a 9-month group coaching incubator to help you to start, grow, or save your purpose-driven business. So let's get into what are passive income streams and what are multiple income streams. Now, when I first started to hear these words, it usually felt to me like some kind of, hoax or a scam or something, like, hello, this is an email from a Nigerian prince, or something like that, right? You go to your cousin's house for a party and now it suddenly turns into some kind of like multi-level marketing thing. And they're like, here, just buy 20 jars of this and sell it out of your garage. Or, no offense against my cousins or the Nigerian princes out there. But some of us have had these experiences, right? Right. So when I first started to hear about passive and multiple income streams, that's what I thought that it was, frankly. I thought that, that it was, some kind of like hoax or scam or spammy. It sounded really icky and really yucky. But I heard this really great description from Pastor T.D. Jakes of what a passive or what multiple income streams are when you break them down to just the most basic level. Because I like breaking things down to the basic level, because for most of us, we have a purpose, we have a calling, we have that first, and a gift, and gifts that may not, include being a business person on your first level of your gifts. And so being a business person is now what you need to do, right? To get your gifts into the world and to be able to monetize your life, and not only just pay your bills and survive, but to be able to thrive. And so let's break it down to its most simple sum of its parts. So Bishop T.D. Jakes said that your multiple income streams are just your multiple gifts. And I so love that. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And so, if I may be so bold to share with you, some of the gifts that I feel that I've been given, I have a gift to speak, right? So I'm here. I got, multiple speaking issues that I can tell you about. I say way too much. I didn't when I was younger and I was actively engaged in focusing. I need to get back to that. But, like the president, I have pauses. Oh, he's not our president anymore. Oh my God. That made me sad. Like former president, it really did make me sad for a second. Like our former president, Barack Obama, I have some speech glitches here and there. I had a lisp and I went to speech therapy for having had a lisp that honestly, like no one else told me that they could hear it except for me, but my sister could also hear it, but you could probably hear it if you focused. But yeah, so, I got issues, but I have a gift to speak. And so that is an income stream. I have a gift to write. That is an income stream. You see what I'm saying? I have a gift to teach and to share. That is an income stream. I have a gift to channel messages and share them in a positive way, some through affirmation cards, some through books, some through meditation albums. That is an income stream. You see what I'm saying? And so even though we feel like, okay, multiple income streams, passive income streams, like you feel like, oh my God, I'm going into a conversation that I don't feel comfortable with. All we are talking about is your beautiful gifts that you have been given or that you are opening yourself up to and monetizing them in a way for you to be able to share with the people that you came to share with, right? To encourage, to inspire, to entertain, to teach, whatever it is. And again, to monetize that. And opening your arms to your abundance. Yay! How amazing is that? And what we talked about, on Tuesday in the live income stream, in the live stream, I love that, in the live income stream. Yeah, let's call it that. In the live stream on Tuesday, was we focused on, if you had issues, which I'm assuming if you're alive, you do. If you got issues and you're trying to, build a business, that not letting those things hold you back. And in fact, for many of us, whatever that challenge is, there are probably gifts within it that you can encourage people who relate to you on some level, because you understand at a level that, whatever it is that they're experiencing that other people would not. And so, start to look in some of those things. That's what people mean when they say making your mess your message, or, turning your trial into a triumph, So start to look at some of those things. I received several beautiful emails from people saying, thank you for speaking about having social anxiety and being introverted and still feeling the need and the want and the desire and the calling to put yourself and your voice out there and what that means. That's a conversation that only people who've experienced that can have, right? So if, for example, I decided to create a part of my practice that was specifically aimed at people who have social anxiety and who are introverted and perhaps shy and perhaps have other issues and are wanting to speak and put themselves out there, then that would make sense because it's something that I experienced and something that I've lived. So think about the things that you've lived. Think about the things that you've experienced and the gifts that you have to share. All right? So let's get into it. So passive income streams. As the words connote, right? Passive means that you are passively making money, right? So in theory, you are sitting your cute behind on your sofa, perhaps inherited from your lovely Aunt Sylvie. Love you, Aunt Sylvie. And you are calling in, you are putting your gifts into the world. What passive income streams are not, a lot of it is you can automate a lot of things nowadays, which is great, but it's not, necessarily set it and forget it, because if you are a spiritpreneur warrior sister, chances are that your brand is you, right? Chances are that, being a part of putting your voice out there is what excites you. So for some people, some of these things might be just like, okay, people who, that's the difference between, as I say, an entrepreneur versus a spiritpreneur. We are purpose driven. So the first first income stream that I want to talk to you about, multiple income stream and passive income stream, is monetizing your writing through the use of Kindle. Amazon is the biggest marketplace in the world, right? And as us Amazon Prime members know, that we could right now have a headache or need something for your cat or your dog or your baby or whatever it is, and order it, and it could be here within the day, within the hour, you know, or whatever, depending on what it is that you're purchasing. So why not have your writing that you're putting into the world also accessible to those same people, right? And so gone are the days where, you know, if you were a writer, or if you wanted to put something out in terms of writing, that you had to be a writer, you know, and in full disclosure, I used to be very snobby about this and used to feel like, okay, well, that's, you know, my art and my craft and my heart and my spirit and my soul. And so, you know, it used to bother me, but it doesn't anymore, because I honestly do feel, A, like everyone has a book in them that they need to put out, and B, you know, the definition of book, or it's just a different kind of thing. So for example, all right, Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Love, Self-Love is, you know, 400 something pages. Could have been a lot longer if not for Alyssa McGowan, my amazing editor. Your book doesn't have to be this long. It could literally be, you know, 10,000, 20,000 words as a mini book. So much so that I've considered, and I will be this year probably republishing, you know, just the chapters in here individually, because the beautiful thing is that you're then niching down a message even further. So if you are an expert in social anxiety and having a singing career, for example, I'm not tone deaf, but if that was what you were doing, there's somebody that is looking for that in terms of your books and your other gifts. And so putting those gifts on multiple platforms like Amazon, you know, would be the wise thing to do. And there are a lot of Kindle millionaires, and the way that they tend to do it is that they're people who write genre fiction, you know, horror, romance, things that are multiple part books, right? Or multi-part things where after you've had part 1 and part 2, you need part 3. And they tend to give away for free or a low cost the first one as a low barrier to entry. And then people want more and more and more. And then they share with their friends and they pass it on. And they are then building up an audience and building up an income stream and living their purpose at the same time. So that may be one route for you, okay? All right, so let me see on my hokey comments thing here if anyone has any questions. All right. Okay, so then another income stream is, of course, courses and workshops. And these are all things we're going to be working on in the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood at manifestyourbusiness.com. Time is running out. If you are wanting to join us, you definitely don't want to miss this, okay? So creating your own courses and your own workshops, this is the wave of the present and the wave of the future. I mean, Oprah has courses. If Oprah is doing it, and it's something that you can do too, and Oprah is doing it to enhance her audience and her bottom line, does that mean that you should be doing it? Most likely, yeah. And it's not in the way that you think. It's not like everybody has to go out and have a Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood where, you know, they're teaching something, you know, teaching business, if that's not what you're wanting to be doing. I heard today that Steve Harvey was teaching people comedy online. That's awesome. I heard that someone else, is it Martha Stewart? Somebody else is having an online cooking class. That's amazing. You could, you know, in the example of this scrub that I bought the other day from someone who I follow on Instagram, I haven't tried it yet, but it is a sugar body scrub made with turmeric. I'm really excited about trying this. But anyway, it could be that the person who makes this maybe, you know, has a class teaching us how to all make our own homemade scrubs. Or if she's not wanting to do that, there are multiple things that she could teach, right? She could teach you how to take better care of your skin, or how to use her scrubs to make your skin better, or make yourself healthier, or whatever it is. So whatever it is that you're into, there is a way that you could have a course or a workshop around it. You know, even if it's something that requires materials, you know, like if you were doing something with this, then you tell people to buy the materials ahead of time. All right, so I want you to think out of the box about this. There's this woman who, I don't remember her name, but she's pretty badass. She's a painter, and she has devised a way to build her whole personal economy around, she does live stream videos where people watch her paint, and it's riveting apparently because people are really into it. And you watch her paint, and then she will sell the painting and prints of it, and you pay her to do all of that. Right? So again, is she living her purpose? Yes. Is she monetizing it? Yes. And that is what, you know, is available to us now. So, all right. Another stream of income, number 3, is the use of apps. Using apps, you know, for people's phones. The way that we access most things is on a mobile device, right? I'm talking to you right now from my iPhone that is not allowing me to see your comments. But, you know, we are working it out, right? So there is a way to whatever you're doing, again, to monetize it in the form of an app. So, for example, you know, the workbook for this book will also be an app, right? It would make sense for my affirmation cards. I have my African Goddess affirmation cards and my Womanifesting affirmation cards to also be apps, right? And so almost anything that you would be putting into a book or a course, you know, our first 2 income streams that we talked about, you can also do as an app. Your blog, your podcast, right? And so the beautiful thing is that a lot of the apps, like I use apps, for example, for my Instagram videos, my Instagram photos. Most things allow you to either download the app for free, and then they charge you an upgrade for in-app purchases. So again, they've made it very low barrier to entry. And then once you're in, then there are things where you look around and you say, oh, okay, I want this, and I need that, and I need this, right? So that is an additional stream of income. That is a passive stream of income. There was this great interview with this amazing woman. You know, if you go to my site, if you go to sacredbombshell.com and tap in Spiritpreneur app, or just type in app, A-P-P, this interview with her, it's also on my YouTube channel. She is a young woman, young Black woman, was not a technical person at all, and wanted to create apps. And she now has, you know, I would assume probably a 7-figure, if not multiple, you know, multiple 6-figure or 7-figure business around having created, learning how to create apps and monetizing, being able to help other people to put their work out in this format, you know? So apps are something you definitely want to look into. Don't count it out. And there may be some creative ways that you could deliver your content that way that you haven't thought of. All right, so number 4, coaching. Now, coaching or teaching, you know, also can fall in line with the courses and workshops that we were talking about, of course, right? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's different ways of looking at the same thing. It can be one-on-one coaching and conversations. It can be smaller groups. It can be in-person groups. Now, this is not a passive income stream, but it is a multiple income stream because it's an additional stream. So I'll explain to you what the difference is again. It's not passive because when you're working with someone literally one-on-one, that you're there. And so you are trading your time for money, right? Although obviously, you know, there are greater reasons why you're doing it and why they're doing it, etc. But in its most basic form, you're trading hours for dollars. And so what passive income is income where, again, you don't necessarily need to be there for every dollar that you make. So while you and I are just hanging out, shooting the stuff, having this conversation, drinking our tea, right? People are signing up for the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood at manifestyourbusiness.com, right? So while you and I are having this conversation, people are buying that course. While you and I are having that conversation, people are buying my affirmation cards, right? While you and I are having this conversation, people are buying my meditation album. So that is, again, the difference between if you're one-on-one with someone or if you're having a group and, you know, whether you're there with them, whether virtually or in person, or they are able to spend money with you while you don't have to actively be there. Got it? All right, good. Okay. Then number 5, selling products, right? Selling your products online. Just like this person, I've never met this person. I do know her name now. It's A Natural, right? I followed her on Instagram for a couple of years, but I don't know her, but I was intrigued when she posted this. I enjoy her posts. I was intrigued and I was like, oh, turmeric. I like turmeric. And some of the other ingredients, it's like pumpkin, lemon peel powder. I was like, okay, that sounds really great. And I'm into it. Yeah, sure. Why not? Right? And I purchased it. And so, what is it that you are selling that, again, 15 years ago, she probably would have been just selling these out of her trunk or selling them, I don't know, going from hair salon to hair salon or whatever it is, or having a shop of her own, which is those are still all things that she could do. And there's her being able to be online and selling it here, in the marketplace. There's also drop shipping, which I won't get into in this conversation because it's a little bit more complicated, but there's also, anyone can set up a drop shipping business. If it's something that you're interested in, write it down, look into it. Okay. Number 6, again, another multiple income stream, but not a passive income stream, doing events. I love doing events because there is an energy when we get around each other, when we get around like-minded people. Think about a stadium of sports fans, and that energy, it's one thing if you're watching it at home, but versus when you're there in person. I mean, I'm not a sports fan, but I can get into the energy of like attending a live game or match or whatever because it's electric, Same with Pastor Joel Osteen. I love him. I love Pastor Joel, right? He comes to town, I go to his things at Yankee Stadium. Like he has these whole big things, right? So way into it. Like the energy is electric. The same for like Hay House events, with Louise Hay and like all of the people there. It is like an incredible experience to be live and be together in the electric energy of creation. So, for example, one of the events that I have is my Abundance, Pray, Love Bali retreat. So could we, could I just do an abundance class online and we just do it that way? Sure. As a matter of fact, I will. I have a money mindset reset, right? And you can find all of that at manifestyourbusiness.com. But for those people who are really wanting to have an incredible, transformational, life-changing experience in Bali, which is one of the most spiritual places in the world, us being together there, like there's nothing that can beat that. Like we're gonna literally have laying on of hands. We will literally be, underneath the full moon working with a Balinese shaman. In addition to our coaching, together, we'll be going to the monkey forest. And so being in person events, and they don't all have to be that elaborate, in New York City next month is April. I probably will have, a live meet and greet or live event or a live spiritpreneur or something, course or something like that, right? And so, there are all kinds of live events you can do. If you are intimidated by bigger events, you could have literally like just a small circle, and you can go to meetup.com, sign up for an account, and just tell people to meet you somewhere around whatever your interest is and monetize it, right? So having events is a really, really easy way to add an additional income stream, and something very simple that you could do right now. To go back to our example of, this woman with the scrub, she could have a meetup group around, women who are wanting to improve their skin with natural vegan products or something like that, right? She could set that up right now and charge, $35 and go and do it. I'd be into it, So how is it that you can monetize what you're doing in a in-person way, in an event way? You don't also have to be the whole kit and caboodle of the event. You could, I speak regularly at other people's events where they're hiring me and multiple speakers. You could go and you could do that as well, right? Okay. All right. Number 7, monetizing your content with ads, with advertising. So, for example, my YouTube videos are monetized by Google AdSense. My blog at sacredbombshell.com used to be monetized by ads from Glam Media. I've told this story in other places, no time to do it here, but now I'm monetizing it with my own ads, right? So I have, like, if you go there, you'll see a banner ad for Abundance Pray Love Retreat instead of for Target or something like that. But if you are wanting to monetize using advertising your content, your podcasts, your whatever it is, your videos, you could do so very, very easily. I could, in theory, get this person, I'm basically doing a free commercial for her right now, right? So I could get someone like this to buy banner ads or buy, ads where, supposing this, I don't know her, she doesn't know me, so this is not an ad, but, where in the middle of this I could go, okay, and we're sponsored by A Natural Turmeric Scrub or whatever, you know what I mean? And people would pay for that if you have a certain amount of people in your audience. So how could you use advertising to monetize your content, right? Now, I feel like this should not be your only income stream. This is the first thing that a lot of people think about when they want to create a blog or whatever it is. I feel like it's, you would be leaving money on the table in some cases if you didn't do it. So, for example, like my YouTube videos, yeah, that's a part of it, but I don't want it to be your main income stream. And the reason is that it's not as big as you could go. And I want you to play a bigger game. I don't want you to, this is about you not being dependent and you having more control over, your capacity in the world. And I feel like if you are relying only on advertising, then there's bigger platforms for you, bigger ways for you to get out there. We need your voice. All right, so all right, let me just check in and just see if there are questions. And for those of you who joined later, I'm not able to see. All right, so Angeline says, where's the live stream? Is she in the wrong location? So let me just let her know. The live stream is on facebook.com/Abiola TV. And for those of you who are just tuning in, the reason why I'm not acknowledging your questions, your comments, etc., is that Facebook was being really weird about here on my phone. I can't see your comments. I can't see anything. So I set up a different thing here where I'm able to comment. So wait, let me just respond to her, and then I will go on with the multiple streams of income. And if for whatever reason this is going in and out or acting hokey or doing something weird, don't worry, this is going to be posted as a replay. Oh, that's so weird. All right, I don't know. I don't know if anybody is able to see this or what is happening, but I'm going to just keep on rocking, and hopefully it'll work itself out. All right, so number 8, having a membership site. A membership site is definitely an additional stream of income, and it could be a membership of, in the case of the artist that I spoke about earlier, she could have a membership site of people who are into her art, right? Or she could have a membership site of other artists who are wanting to learn how to do what she's doing. My sister Damali Abrams, who is a well-known visual artist, she's amazing. Her work is in 6 different galleries around the country right this minute as we speak. She's always on and off a plane to somewhere to exhibit her work. She created a class that's going to be in Womanifesting University that is specifically aimed at beginner artists of what to do, right? So she could set up a membership site where people pay her, $30 a month, whatever it is a month, and give them content. The Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood, the initial level of it is very, very affordable. People will pay monthly, right? and they're getting group coaching, but it's also a membership site because they're getting these kits like, life coach in a box kit and marketing in a box kit and blogger in a box kit, in addition to the courses like Launch Like Bee and, how to sell and like all of those kinds of things, building your tribe, etc. Right? So doing a membership site is something that I would highly advise. All right, so I'm just checking. Let me just check on Facebook again just to see, because I do feel like something weird is happening, but it's saying live on the broadcast, so I'm assuming that it's working, and that's the only notification that I got, that someone was saying where she couldn't see it. Give me a sec. Let me just check here. Just checking, just to make sure. All right, so I don't have anyone else saying, hey, it's not working, so it appears to be working. All right, we're going to continue to rock. All right, so number 9. Another multiple income stream is to multiply yourself. So this is what real estate agents do, right? They have a real estate company and then multiple people who are real estate agents. You could, if you're a coach, have multiple people who are doing what you're doing. There's this woman named eFlirt Expert, and she has multiple people, Lori Davis is her name, who are certified eFlirt experts. And so rather than, if you're wanting to work one-on-one, there's not just Lori, there are multiple people. When you are coming to the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood, in the future, next year, actually, I'm going to have Spiritpreneur certified coaching, where you could get certified in my methodology of coaching. But at this point in time, one of the ways that I multiply myself, in addition to having other team members, is, it just occurred to me the other day, things that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, okay, I've got a big, because I like to record audio in addition to, having written things and then having interaction. People learn in different ways, so I like teaching in multiple different formats. And I realized I could have like a lot of that voiceover stuff, have another coach record all of that for me and just pay them to do so. So how can you multiply yourself? That is a great way to multiply your presence and your income. All right. Number 10, brand sponsorships. Okay, so remember before when I talked about monetizing your content and said that there are better ways to do it? So rather than if Target's going to run an ad on your blog, can Target pay you somehow to be a spokesperson if you're into Target? Of course, you're going to only represent things that you're into. So for example, going back to, our friend with this, if I used it and loved it, haven't used it yet, but I'm sure I will love it, then, is she looking now for people like you to now be the face of her business and put herself out there, and she's now able to pay you and monetize you and your audience? If, for example, you're a health coach and you're juicing every day, right? Can the juicing company pay you to be a brand ambassador, right? So that's an additional thing that you can do as a multiple stream of income. Of course, we go into all of this, if you have signed up for the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood, don't worry. We're going to be deep diving on this between March 20th and December 20th, the 9 months of the program. Trust me, all of this is going to be not only embedded in your soul, but embedded in your bank account as well. All right. Then there is number 10, which is as a freelancer, which means basically hiring yourself out for your services for other people. Those of you who've seen my previous videos, you know that I'm not a big fan of the freelance approach. Although, and it's only, some people may say it's semantics, but I'm more a fan of you branding yourself. And then if there are multiple properties that are hiring you, then you're not a freelancer. So because you're freelancing, to me connotes disposable. So for example, I hire freelance people all the time, right? So I hire freelance graphic designers and graphic artists. I hire freelance web people. I hire freelance transcribers, right? People who are somewhat interchangeable. Of course, I have my regular people that I like to work with, but if one of them, suddenly just decided not to work with me, it wouldn't be the be all and end all. But you want to be a specialist rather than someone who is disposable, right? So if, for example, one of my transcribers was unavailable, I'll just go to another one. You want to be, with whatever it is that you put out there, the person that it's like, no, we're not just hiring anybody. We are working with her. And you do that through your branding, right? We get into this a little bit deeper in previous free sessions that I've done, but I think that this is a really important distinction. If you are any kind of a creative person that is working freelance, start to think about how you are a brand and making yourself more indispensable, and less so much like, okay, well, if we don't get this freelancer, we'll get another one. You want them to be like, no, we will get, Jessica or Jennifer or, whatever your name is. We want her, right? We want Brittany. We want Keisha. We want you. Not just, we just want anybody, any old body. Because you're not any old body. You are a very specific goddess, right? Right. All right. And then number 12. Oh, good. We're getting quickly through these. All right. Number 12, affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is a great source of income. Google it if you're into it. Not a lot of time to go into it here, but affiliate marketing is something that you should definitely have as one of your income streams. Affiliate marketing, basically, on its surface, I can't resist explaining it to you, is if you were an affiliate of this product, every time you showed it, you would make a percentage of the sales that they made. All right, so then was that number 12? That was number 12. Number 13 is offering a done-for-you service. So, like, if you are a website designer, if you put together a website in a box where people could purchase and figure out how to design and program and code their own website or whatever it would be, right? Done-for-you services are a good way to go. And the final one that we will talk about today is, we talked about monetizing your content, video. I just wanted to break out video and audio in its own separate category, because I think that the possibilities are endless. All right? All right, so we fit a lot into this hour. I hope that you enjoyed this. Definitely, I will try to figure out the comments thing before we do another free class, because being able to answer your comments is really, for me, why we're doing this. Not just so that I could just hear again, be broadcasting, but it's about us being interactive and being able to have a conversation. So if you were unable to, get your questions answered, don't worry. I will be in the comments, throughout for the rest of the day, and answer your questions, whatever questions you have. And of course, if you come on over to manifestyourbusiness.com and register for the Spiritpreneur Warrior Business Sisterhood, if this is resonating with you in any way, stop making excuses, stop talking yourself out of success, stop, lying to yourself about why it couldn't work for you. Yeah, stop lying to yourself and head on over to manifestyourbusiness.com, and I look forward to working with you, getting my hands all up in your business and making it bounce. All right? Spiritpreneur Warrior Sisterhood is a 9-month incubator for spiritpreneurs like you, for women leaders to start, grow, or save your purpose-driven business. You can find more info at manifestyourbusiness.com. All right, my loves, be seen, be heard, be a movement. Namaste.